ClawingTurtleArts here. Today I am presenting a new illustration and a poem, both called A Pine Tree Farm. A small cabin within the trees, a pine tree farm it is. It's an early winter morning with no snow. What a strange instance that is. It must mean spring is coming near, and nobody wants a pine tree at this time of year. They all want firewood as fast as they can get it. So little Jackson Mitchell was sent off to do it. Stumps scattered in the field indicated that trees had already died, all throughout the dead of winter and the harsh nights. The mornings were a contrast, a creeping brightness emerged, silencing the dark and all that was within it and bringing life to more spruces. The young one sheepishly carried himself across the yard slowly just as the fog did, axe clutched in hand to face the ruinous woods there were and where secrets were hid. Far from the cabin he reminisced about home, the smell of bacon and the brown furniture, but as his father said, a good morning is an early one. Far from the cabin he reminisced about home, the smell of bacon and the brown furniture, but as his father said, a good morning is an early one, and responsibility was a virtue. So there stood a boy with many fears, told to be quiet in the home in the church, and likely in those very woods, for that was what father wanted, and what his mother did too. For obedience would come from being restrained, and hopefully fear would subdue. The poem that you just heard goes over the early life of my character, Jackson Mitchell. His family started a pine tree business as a way for their own income. They were a Catholic religious family, and they also lived in the more quieter part of New York State. Jackson was always a bit of an oddball from his family, and instances like this where he was expected to do work like this without any kind of fear signified how different he was. He was a lot more cautious than most of his family. And especially in American culture, there's always a stereotype that young boys should be brave and reckless, but he just wasn't like that. For more poems and illustrations such as these, I go by ClawingTurtleArts on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.